Hello, welcome to another recorded session. The poem that we will be dealing with today is the third chapter from the first module, At the Lahore Karhai by Imtiaz Darkar. Okay, now let's begin by speaking about our poet Imtiaz Darkar a little bit. So, Imtiaz Tarkar is a renowned poet, artist, and documentary filmmaker who was born in Pakistan but brought up in Scotland. Okay, so she was married to an Indian writer and editor whose name is Anil Darkar, and they have a daughter who is an actress, Aisha Darkar. She's not in Bollywood, but she has acted in many Indian films that were made in Hollywood. Okay, I don't know if you will be you can look it up on Google. Okay, you might have seen her in many films. She was also in one episode of Star Wars, if you're familiar with that. So, anyways, they have a daughter, and they lived in Mumbai for some time, but then right now they are not in India. Okay, and India's Darker then married for a second time to someone called Simon Powell, who was the founder of a popular series of poetry readings group, and this group was called Poetry Live. All right, and he passed away. And Imtiaz Tarkar is still alive. She is a very well known poet, and if you can, do read up other poems by her. They are very interesting and easy to read. So, Darkar, as you can see from the intro that we have said, it belongs to a mixed heritage. She is a Pakistani person who was born and brought up in Scotland. She's married to an Indian man and she's living somewhere in the UK. So there's a lot of mixed culture happening there. And okay, and that is why she's also part of our diasporic writers category. So for her, her mixed cultural heritage, it lies at the heart of her writing, and her works articulate freedom, the complexity of geographical and cultural dislocation. What does that mean? Okay, she is a free writer, and first of all, but second of all, the being dislocated from your homeland, being a foreigner somewhere else in the place that you live, and not being able to call the place your home in a true sense, that is a very complex situation. Okay, and this complexity of geographical, why? Because geographically you're in two different places with two complete different geographical situations, and the cultural dislocation that we talked about in the last chapters also, of how you are living in a mixed culture. Which culture do you adopt, which do you give up? So that is a very complex theme that comes up in many of her writings. And there is also a quest for identity. She's trying to find out who she really is. And there are some other particular challenges that the diaspora face. The nostalgic feeling is one, and the feeling of being displaced. There are many different problems that diasporic people face, and all of that comes up in her writings and in her poems specifically. Her poems also engage with the issues of religious conflict and feminism. Okay, she is a feminist writer, and she divides her time by living between UK and India. So then again, she's again far away from her home in Pakistan. She's never going there. Okay, and there are many poetry collections, and she has won some awards also. She received the 2014 Queen's Gold Medal Award for her poetry. Okay, and this particular poem, At the Lahore Karhai, is taken from her book collection Speak for the Devil. I Speak for the Devil. Okay, that is her poetry collection, and this is the poem that is taken from that collection, and it is set in a restaurant in London. So this At the Lahore Karhai, the Lahore Karhai is the name of a restaurant in London. Okay, and what is going to be discussed in this poem is that she is talking about her nostalgia for home by using the metaphor of food. Okay, the metaphor of food is used to express her nostalgia for home, to express her longing for home. Okay, and it evokes a longing for one's cultural roots. Now, before we go to the poem as such, I want to talk a little bit about food. Okay, we all love food, we all love eating, we all love a variety of food. We, as people from Kerala, are very proud of our um, parota and beef curry and our Malabar biryanis and our padampuris, right? We are very, very proud of it. And we have people who are going to defend parota and beef curry in front of anyone. Okay, you will defend your food habits in front of all enemies. But so then, what is food for you? Okay, is it just a physical thing that you eat to stay alive? No, right? Food is not something, it is not just something that you eat to stay alive, even though that is the primary purpose of food. Humans have evolved their food habits in such a way that food now directly reflects your identity. The kind of food that you eat, it reflects your identity. It talks about the kind of culture that you come from. It talks about the kind of family that you come from. It also directly is sometimes related to the religion that you follow, the traditions that your family follow. Okay, food is very, very personal for us, but at the same time food is political, because it deals with all of these things. It is not just something that you eat. And all of us, I mean, in all of our families, there might be this special recipe that that belongs to us and only us. So food is a very, very important part of our identities. Now, if you happen at some point in your life to move elsewhere from Kerala, from your away from your home, the thing that you will miss the most is probably food. Okay, and everything else is secondary. The food that your mom used to make, which you hate right now and which you are making such a fuss about, is something that you will miss a lot. Some of you must be staying in hostels, and you know how important food is for hostelers, right? Some of you might be staying away from your parents due to various reasons, and you might also, you have that missing for your mother's food or your father's food. I'm not saying only mother, because fathers also cook. My father is a very good cook, and um, uh, you know so I will not limit cooking only to mothers. Okay, and so food is a very, very important part of our lives. I think we have established that. Okay, and as I said, when you are living elsewhere, it is the food of your country, it is the food of your homeland that you will miss the most. And that is why, expats, people who are living in other countries outside, they pay an exorbitant amount of money for Indian food. Okay, and it is very, very costly, and it's not even good in most cases. Okay, and that is why do they do that? They know that it's not good enough, but they still want to have that moment of remembering their homes. And that is exactly what is happening in this particular poem at the Lahore Kadai. Okay, Lahore Kadai is a restaurant that the poet is visiting with her family and some other friends. Okay, and she is telling us that this visit to this restaurant, it is on a Sunday that they visit. This visit to a restaurant is almost like a pilgrimage, she says. Okay, so let's quickly go to the poem and see how we can analyze it. So this is the poem. Okay, at the Lahore Karai. It's a great day, Sunday, when we pile into the car, set off with a purpose, a pilgrimage across the city to Wembley, the Lahore Kadai. Land service has begun. No beer, we are Muslim. But the morning sun squeezed into juice and Yad Na Jaye on the two-in-one. On the Grand Trunk Road, thundering across Punjab to Amritsar, this would be a dhaba where truck drivers pull in, swearing and sweating, full of lust for real food, just like home. Hauling our overloaded lives the extra mile, we are like truckers of another kind, looking hopefully years away from Sialkot and Chandigarh for the taste of our mother's hand in cooking. So we've arrived at this table, the Lahore runway, the Sindhi refugee with his beautiful wife who prays to each day to Krishna, keeper of her kitchen and her life. The Englishman too young to be flavored by the Raj, the girls with silky hair, wearing the confident air of Bombay. This winter we have learned to wear our past like summer clothes. Yes, a great day, a feast. We swoop on a whole family of dishes. The tadka dal is Auntie Hamida. The kadai gosht is Khala Amina. The gajar halwa is Apa Rashida. The warm naan is you. My hand stops halfway to my mouth. The Sunday light has locked on all of us, the owner's smiling son, the cook at the hot kebabs, Carter, Rohini, Robert, Aisha, Sangam, I, bound together by the bread we break, sharing out our continent. These are ways of remembering. Other days, we may prefer Chinese. So I just wanted to read the poem once, and give you a feel of the poem. So if you've not, please pause this video right now and go and read the poem once more in your own voice. I made a few mistakes when reading myself, but please read it. Okay, and try and locate yourself in a restaurant, in a very busy restaurant on a Sunday during lunch hour. It might be busy, there is some sun coming in. Okay, so imagine yourself in that location before we analyze the poem. We'll analyze the poem in the next video. Thank you.